Ding, ding. Hit it.
All right, let's do the countdown. Here we are. We are going to go over 60 days in last week's episode. And then we have Jazmyn was on season 5 of 60 days in. And what jail were you in, Jazmyn?
I was in Pinal County.
Pinal, yep. AZ, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
In Arizona with Sheriff Lamb?
I'm sorry?
Sheriff Lamb? Did you have
Yeah.
Sheriff? Yeah, I love him. I love him.
He was cool.
I had him on before I took this down. He came on one of our channels, but I'm gonna play a clip of Michelle. No, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Of Jazmyn when she was on the show to remind you guys who she was, and then we'll get into it. Everybody,
Hit it. What's up, DMB?
oh yeah, and then we'll do a roll call and say hi. All right, so.
Yeah, because the show's inside the cameras. That's where you find
Kim is my cellmate. I started getting to know her, and she didn't know what she doing. Where I'm from, we call them OGs because she's sneaky, intelligent.
Is there waiting for you guys to not do?
You look cute in there.
Thanks.
The abolition of man.
Let's see this room. I don't know. I've read like almost 7 books in here. So.
My mission is to find out about the families/gangs. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I could see what she says.
Mrs. Cannon.
They said if they feel like somebody's gang related, they watch to make sure.
Who's who?
Yeah.
So they take gangs seriously down here, don't they?
Yeah.
My mission is my number one priority. And I mean it. Now, I need to figure out who's who. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. You have my word on it. Kim felt so comfortable with me. If I asked her a question, she was going to give me an answer.
What color you want?
I don't care.
What? I'm going to take the receipt.
Okay.
When I call her OG, I meant that. She's slick.
All right. I'm going to let you move first.
How'd you get out here? Came on vacation, leave on probation?
I'm about to just give me some money. A bitch broke. So
Yeah.
why am I at your house alone? The money sounded good. I took it.
How'd you get stopped?
Man, look. You know, he be driving me on the phone. What you doing? He's talking about brake light.
You were on the phone?
Yeah.
That's what I was.
He's like, man, check your code. No. I'm not stupid. I already knew what I was there for. He checked the with a big ass funky dog.
Yeah.
And guess what happened?
How did you meet the people from out here?
Morning, Rob.
Honestly. It's gotta get better poker face. Well, first of all, I don't tell people my business, you know. I
Trust me, I see.
You gotta get a better poker face where you can lie better.
Oh, my God. This lady, she's smart. For real.
She can't work with my head.
And that was a clip from when Michelle. Damn it! I need to stop doing that. I'm so sorry. From when Jazmyn was on. I took Joe up when Jazmyn was on her season. So you guys look comfortable though compared to the other seasons. Were those like sweatshirts they had you? The orange, were those orange sweatshirts?
It was sweatshirts, and we were real comfortable with each other. Because earlier before we went in, they allowed us to meet each other. They schooled us on the type of jail it was, what county we were in, the type of people we were dealing with. They gave us a few. They gave us like a briefing of what's gonna happen and what we may encounter.
Uh-huh.
So we already made like a little pat, like if something happened to one of us, we all fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty dope.
How close were you to actually feeling like you were gonna have to, put hands on someone or getting, you know what I mean? Do you
The
ever get
first
into a
week.
situation where it was like real close?
The first week actually. There's this girl, she goes by Jazmyn as well. Y'all should have seen her. She was really like the bully, but I'm from New Orleans. Like she wasn't considered a bully to me, but
Mm-hmm.
she was bullying everybody, and majority of the inmates that were in, they had been there before. It's like a rotating door.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
they were doing things like stealing, and I'm not gonna lie, going into the jail, I wasn't used to somebody stealing, and that's kind of normal in jail for them to steal and take away. They were stealing drawers, they were stealing socks, they were stealing shirts, and I wanted to fight. I seen the older people getting misused by her, and she was just running game on the deputies. She was a piece of work, and she ran with a young lady. I cannot remember her name, but she was young, and she was just ruthless. And I guess they thought because they ran together that we was just gonna let up, but we didn't. They found out about us real soon.
Mm-hmm. So you're from New Orleans, huh?
Yes, sir.
That's cool. Do you still live there now, or
No, I currently reside in Georgia.
uh,
Okay. Now, do you think they thought you were on the show? They outed you for being on the show?
So this how it actually went before the editing. Okay.
Hmm.
So what it was, everybody had their own mission. But when I was getting along with everybody in there, because I'm kind of ratchet. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little ratchet. So
Uh-huh.
the young lady came to me on the one, her name is Trisha. If you watched it, you know who she is.
Yeah.
She was like, come here, Jazz. I gotta tell you something. See them two girls over there? Them bitches are they the police. I was like, really? Like, what make you think so? They teeth is so clean. I was like, in my mind, I'm
yeah,
like,
I was
is
just
your
gonna say that.
is your teeth supposed to be dirty or something? She's like,
Nah, but I was looking at you right now. I'm like, you really? I remember that, and I'm like, you really have nice teeth. Because when they're like drug addicts, and you really don't care about your
I do.
physical anymore. You let that shit go. You know what I mean? So,
and
yeah.
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a young lady in there. I promise you. I called her Pocahontas. I'm talking about the beautiful. She looked like somebody from Hawaii. Her
Mm-hmm.
hair was like to her knees, but her teeth was thick. And I was like, I've never seen that before. Like they didn't tell y'all about certain. They didn't show you some of the parts where I was really like freaking out. I had a roommate who she was. I think it's called relapsing, or I don't know. She was fiending. I don't know the
He
right
was
word for it.
detoxing. Detoxing?
No, like
Detox?
she had just came in, but she couldn't sleep. She was walking back and forth. She was
Uh-huh.
like, "Punky, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just did."
We freeze up.
Yep.
You froze up for us. It's not my Wi-Fi. You're freezing up for a second, Jazmyn. Give her a
All right.
second.
Well,
She'll be
hopefully
back.
we'll get it back soon.
There she is.
Okay.
There you go, hon.
Can y'all see me and hear me now?
Yep.
We're good
Yep.
now.
Okay. Well, it was just like I had a bunkie. She was on her own, and she said she did crack and whatnot. She was only 21. She panicked. I was banging on the doors trying to get the deputies like attention. So when I went out and spoke to the deputies, it was like, so you don't know what that's like? She's a drug addict. So I don't know if we was giving up information, but I didn't know. And I was panicking. My heart was beating fast as hell. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think only one knew. The rest was just worried about making coffee balls to fulfill their habits.
Uh-huh.
So
Withdrawn from the drugs. That's really what it
right,
is.
that's what
Mhm.
it was. And they made, I don't know if they had that where they made me take a coffee ball. And I was cursing everybody out because I was like, I don't want it no more. I was bouncing off the wall. I didn't sleep for 2 days.
Yeah.
I would never do that again.
But
And what
like
is it?
going through the withdrawals with, like pills or like, heroin or whatever, it's like it's real, you know what I mean? Like
Oh,
it's
I
some
saw it
crazy shit
firsthand.
that they go through, you know what I mean?
Especially
Yes.
being in there. And then were you guys locked in cells, or was it a big dorm where you guys just shared rooms?
Nah, it was cells. I had it was a two man bed,
Uh-huh.
and I had I think about one, two, three, four, five or six cellmates, and it was crazy.
Yep. The
And how
girls
long
definitely have
how
a lot
long
more fun, I've noticed.
Yeah, yeah, it was wow.
and how long did they let you out? And how long were you in the cell, and
Okay,
how long?
so we would get out. Let me see. We would stay in. We'll get out for breakfast. Go back in. We will come out for about 30 minutes
Mm-hmm.
and go back to the jail. I mean to the cell.
Right.
Um, it wasn't long, and then we got in trouble for the fight, and we were supposed to stay up in there for a total of 30 days straight. But we
Wow.
got out just in time. We had to
Wow.
finish the show. That was about to be crazy because I had a real, I don't know, my last roommate, no, my second to the last roommate, she was crazy. Yeah.
You probably get some crazy ones, man.
Oh my God. I had one who just didn't care what she said, what she did, talk to anybody crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody in there is going through something, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Whether it's this, that, there's always some crazy shit going on.
definitely.
So a question I have for you is, so when you go in, you have like, a goal that you're trying to achieve or whatever, you have an objective or, do you feel like you accomplished what you wanted to accomplish there going in? I mean, did you notice like you might have affected any change or whatever, or was it just like a lost cause after a certain amount of time?
Nah, well, my mission was to find out how the families were organized. And I completed it.
Right.
Um, I feel like they could have did the deputies and like the jail itself can do different things for them to make it. I'm not gonna say make it more comfortable because jail is not supposed to be comfortable.
Right.
But for the ones that are, what did you say, relapsing or
Yeah. Or actually going through withdrawals or
going through
DTs or
withdrawals?
whatever,
And the
I
fiending. And the
right.
fiending. They
Besides that,
withdraw and
like
then they start fiending for the drugs.
Yeah.
because they actually find a family based on the type of drugs that they do,
Uh-huh.
um, the hoods that they're from. Some of them knew the same drug dealer. Like some of them knew one of the girls, her son had got killed,
Oh,
and she found out through another inmate because they was on the phone. Like it's based off of different things. It's based off of the wild ones, the older ones. But
Right.
Nana, if y'all watch Nana, that was my baby, and I knew she wasn't doing right, but she was just an older person who she'll steal whatever from you, but she was just so sweet. You just let her steal from you, you know.
mhm.
Yeah.
It just was based off of certain things, and I had completed my mission. But as you can see, I'm real empathetic.
Right.
I could
Right.
feel it. I was crying. I
Hmm.
just, I think I put my feelings into it. My emotions had got the best of me.
Yeah. You
trying to
grew
figure out.
relationships with them, and you have children.
Yes, I have
Yeah, and
3.
you look at some of these, some of these younger girls as like, as your child, the mama bear comes out, and
Yeah.
it's like you want to protect them and save them and help them.
And the last roommate that I had, she was like a baby to me. 21, had 5 kids, can't get to none of them because she was on drugs.
Oh, sad.
I showed her how to read a Bible because she
Right.
didn't know how to read a Bible. Like,
Yeah.
and when she found out I was leaving, I protected her because she was doing some things in there, but I had to show people like it's not always about the conflict. Like, help the person.
Mhm.
Don't just mistreat them because they were doing some wild stuff. As you know, they had feces on a wall, and
Right.
they was just doing the most, right? But for her, she was the most touched. I cried when they called my name.
And it was time to go.
Yeah, she said, "You leaving?" I said, "Yeah." And I turned to the other girls and I said, "Protect her.
Yeah.
Protect her." Like, I'm a person. It don't matter who you are. If I know you have a good heart, I don't care if you do drugs or whatever. That don't have nothing to do with it.
That's a disease. Doing drug addict is it's a disease. Okay, if
Yeah.
cancer's a disease.
Yeah. And I just try to figure out like, how can I help? How can I make it better? So
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
A
know,
lot
a
of
lot of
times it's they're victims of their own like circumstances. You know, you're
Yeah.
a product of your environment.
Right. Like
They
they're
only
going
have
to
one
come out of jail,
female.
and then where are they going to go?
Right.
So when you have nowhere to go, you're going to go back to the old habits, and it's
Yep.
unfortunate, especially some of these younger people. Do you keep in touch with any of the inmates? Do you keep in touch with any of the inmates after you came out?
Believe it or not, I'm kind of nervous about trying to contact them because I feel like I betrayed them.
Like you were an informant?
Yeah, and I know, like, if you were in our conversations, we used to talk mad crazy about people who was informants and the police.
Right.
And I just couldn't tell them, like, yo, I'm one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I couldn't tell them who I was. And I loved all of them. I can't, it's only one. Even Jazmyn, she was a pain in the ass. But I loved them because I learned a lot about them within that short amount of time. But I would like to keep in contact with them, but I'm kind of iffy on what they might say.
Right.
I know I would be mad if I were them.
To an extent, it depends on what you told on them. If they ended up getting more charges because of things that you told on them about, but also, there's things that you could have helped them with. On the last episode of 60 Days, and you said you didn't really catch up on it all yet, but the one participant, she went down to the sheriff or whoever's in charge of it, and she told him, "I've been wearing the same jumpsuit for a month. It's dirty.
Yep.
I get my menstrual cycle. They give me 2 pads.
Yeah.
I'm bleeding through my pads." Not only that, then she started having like your UTIs and all this because she wasn't able to stay clean down there during her cycle.
Right.
And because she's a participant in the show, they let her speak to the sheriff in charge, or the warden, whatever they call him, and they went in there with toilet paper, pads, new uniforms for the girls, and all that stuff. So it was very helpful. It was very helpful. I couldn't imagine being in there, being on my cycle, and them only giving me 2 pads. And then
you'd be surprised. Like, just imagine you eating at 4:00 in the morning, right? Your next meal not coming to about 3:00.
Wow.
So that's when you ate breakfast at 4 a.m.?
Yes.
4 a.m.
I have to hide certain foods and make sure we bring it in. But as you can see, my first week in jail, I couldn't take it. I was throwing up the food. I was throwing.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you were having issues with that. Yeah.
Love you, Kelly G.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for stopping in, Kelly G. Love you. Yeah, and then there was a certain participant that was allergic. I forget what her name was. I think she was a little dramatic. that was like allergic to everything, and it was making her sick. What it was she couldn't have.
A lot of people. So I think the jail, I think they try to prove points and try to make it rough for the ones that come in, because a lot of them really go to jail just because they have nowhere to go. They're homeless. They do
tell me about
crimes
it.
just to have somewhere to stay. So what they do is they try to make it bad for them so they won't. Like, our cornbread was nasty. Our cake. It's just, it was, to me, it was reckless. And I was like, could they feed them better food? I found out that they mix up like they make your regular peas and stuff look like slop. And I'm like, what? Why? How? But they do that to actually help them to not want to come back. But a lot of people, their mindset is not set like that.
Right, but then you got to look at it this way, Jazmyn, because there's another there's another side to it, okay?
Okay.
A lot of these prisons that are being built right now are privatized, meaning like, people are doing it to make money. So, like, for example, you ever watch the show The Price is Right with Bob Barker, the old white dude? Hey, come on down. Like, he was like the MC for Price is Right. He was very big in like to game shows or whatever.
Right.
Do you know that he started a company that supplies all the linen to the California prisoners? Bob Barker makes millions, has this company, supplies the linens, the shoes, all that. So it's big business for people. They keep building these jails. Well, if they're building jails, it's because they want to house people, right? And they need more people to go to jail, because if less people go to jail, well, how are they going to make money? So it's becoming a business jail, the business of prisons. So they're trying to make it uncomfortable for you, but realistically, they really at some point want people to go to jail because it's money. So that's the flip side to it. A lot of people don't know that these jails now, private entities, not the state, they're building these prisons and they're profiting off it.
And to go back to what she asked me, I never actually told, I just had to farm. It's just a lot of those females were getting time. And it was like, well, in New Orleans, heroin is like a big thing. You're going to get married time. But in Arizona,
we're from New York, it's the biggest here.
Right. And in Arizona, it was like, you could get life for going to jail 3 times for being drunk. Or you could get life for methamphetamines. That was like the biggest thing, meth. Right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the females was getting time for like 4 or 5 years for a first offense. And I'm like, what? Like, I thought you get a slap on the wrist. And you really didn't. I seen if I could just write the list down of who were going to jail for the senseless crimes, it was just crazy. And I'm talking about mad time. So, and there was many that I was supposed to write I think I wrote one letter to help one of the females. She got 5 years for her first offense.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would love to keep in contact with them, but I know if it was me, I would be a real bad.
But I don't really see, that's a little, I don't think you really did any, like, your goal. Yeah, I guess I understand what you're saying. I mean, you had an objective, but I don't think you really did anything that affected a prisoner. Like, this person got 30 years because, you brought this situation to light or whatever. But I understand what you're saying. It's funny because have you been watching this season's Jazmyn?
I kind of got a hear of it.
So what happened was the kid Carlos has like a little sidekick that's with him. This little dude that he's like mentoring or whatever, he's helping out. So that kid got into a beef with someone that had a shank on him.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was the kid gets into a fight with the dude that has a shank. The cops come in. They pull the white dude off. They retrieve the shank. They take both of them out and they throw them both in the hole. Now the dude Carlos goes to the, I guess, the COs and said, "Look, man, the kid, whatever his name, the white kid, he had nothing to do with it, and he actually filled out a police report
Like a witness statement.
saying
A witness statement.
that the white kid had nothing to do with it or whatever, right?
Right.
So now the people in jail are like, wait a minute, bro. That's snitching right there. You know what I mean? You don't fill out no police reports, even though you're trying to
Right.
like save the dude, even if he was innocent. You know, they're like, you let the police do their job. You don't help them do their job. You know, there's
Right.
cameras everywhere. They would see what happened. So now
We
the
gotta
dude is having a little bit of an issue where people are like, yo, you're working with the cops by doing that. So
Yeah,
I'd
snitch.
be
There's a
interested to
question.
see how that goes moving forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he stuck up for
Like-
himself. But there's a question on the screen. Let's just answer this because Argo asked a minute ago. Do you think they made any changes to the jail after the show was over? So on your season, do you think that they changed anything?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Sheriff Lamb and his team are the greatest. Like, I have been to jail before, and I know they are the type of people that want the information to make it better. Like, I know
Right.
that they're coming with the iPads. They're making it to where they can get iPads now, and they can see their family. They could talk. They could do things that makes like sense. Like when they get out, they'll be able to get jobs or whatnot. I definitely think they changed the food because they did ask me how I felt. Tacos was the best.
Tacos? What'd you say?
Yes,
I'm
their
sorry, you like the
tacos was
tacos?
the best. Yes. So I know they did make the changes with the food and communication. Now, I don't know how they're going to figure out the pen thing because my pen was stolen. But I don't know. Besides that, I know they did make a change. Outside of that, I'm not sure what all they have done, but I know those three things was like the number one on priority list.
So
Good.
you were like season 5, right? So like
Yes.
at that point, it's kind of been out there that, you know, there's this 60 days in, you know what I mean? Like it's circulating around, whatever. How were the prison guards there? How did they treat you? Like, did they know that something was going on, or they're like completely in the dark about it?
I think, believe it or not, I think they read straight through me. Due to the fact that my lingo was different.
Right.
The way I moved, certain things, I was more hardy. I wasn't like a heartless person. I was really like, I think I showed them who I was when I first got there, period. One of the guards pulled me out and asked me who I was. She was like, you can't be from here. I was like, why you say that? I said, I know I'm not from here, but why would you say that? She was like, because you didn't know that girl was having withdrawals. I was like, I never been around it. I mean, I just sold it. You know, I had to keep up my story.
Right.
It was weird, but none of the girls knew except for one. And that was Trish. Trish is a real criminal. A real criminal. But the guards, one was picking with us because they flipped over our stuff and took all our stuff. They flipped my whole room upside down. They was targeting us like crazy.
Right.
Now Brooke, on the other hand, her facial expression was stale. Like she would not smile. She just wouldn't do anything. So the only reason they kind of targeted her because she had the pretty teeth. She was a tall, blonde, beautiful Caucasian girl. She was all that coming to jail. And Vivian was she had the big butt, the Spanish chick, and they were really targeting. Like when they see us together, we couldn't stop. We was already connected, so they already knew like who we were. They was targeting us. If you remember the I think they call it the search or whatnot. They go through your rooms.
Yeah.
What
was your cover story going in?
My cover story was I had 3 pounds of methamphetamines, and I swear to God, I never seen that a day in my life. I don't much know what it looked like, but it was funny trying to hold that story.
You don't even know what meth is. Terrence sent us a super chat. He said, Hey, NB and Joe. God bless everyone in chat. Life is so precious. Love you all. And Terrence was affected by that hurricane. He was in Naples and got a lot of flooding.
Wow.
So everybody send prayers for to our friend Terrence.
Yep.
Send in your prayers, Terrence.
What's up, Terrence? Yep.
Terrence is
Terrence
a good
is
guy.
a good guy. Yep. Yeah, it's interesting because, you know, sometimes you go into these jails and some of the cover stories, you know, and like some of the people are just like, wow, like you could see right through it.
Yeah.
With you, I kind of, like I said, you kind of look, I mean, you know, you had the nice
I was trying to
teeth
look
and
as
everything,
ratchet as
so.
possible, but it just,
Hey, Angela.
I didn't know nothing about. Only thing I know about is the regular drugs that people really do every day or whatnot. I didn't know about the darker things like the meth, the heroin, and I never seen none of this stuff. So me trying to hold a story, and Trish was the only one who would test my nuts like all day. She'd be like, "What you in here for? 3 pounds of methamphetamine. How you got popped?" And these stupid motherfuckers pulled me over, and I'm trying to run the story. They believed it up until Trish started really testing us, like, "Yo, teeth too clean." And the only reason I really got caught because I went and told Viv, like, "Bruh, y'all need to really check yourself because I think Trish trying to bust us right now." And
Did they turn off? Did they turn off the water before they started flipping your cells?
No,
they did
not
not.
at all.
Okay.
No.
Hey, Todd Father, what's up?
Todd Father, yeah, 3 pounds. That is a lot.
But no, they had a young lady.
I forgot what my question was. Darn.
I'm sorry.
No, it's me because but anyway, go ahead. Finish what you were saying. It will come back to me.
They had a young lady in there. I thought my crime was horrible. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're going home next week." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know what story I'm gonna make on top of this, you know.
Remember.
And then they had a young lady who had 75 pounds of meth, and she considered herself. I hate to say this word, but she called herself this. She was like, "I'm a real wetback." And I didn't know what that was. I've heard that terminology, but I never knew like the backstory. I said, "How you got caught?" She said, "I was walking from Mexico trying to cross the whatever. I don't know what it is." But she said, and they popped me. And I was like, "Yo, that is crazy." You know?
Yeah.
And she was like, I think she said she was getting 5 years. And I was like, dang, they might give me like 2 years. She was like, "No, you're going home." She kept telling me I was going home. But they never called my name because of, you know, the TV show. But
because you were part of the
I was
show.
supposed to have been home.
Yeah. How are you, Angela? So this was
Hi, Angela.
Oh. I lost it again. I gotta write it down. What, Joe? What was it about?
What was what about?
No, I had something to say and then I forgot
You gotta
again.
start writing it down.
I know, I gotta write it down because it came back to me and then I forgot.
So did you know Abner?
No,
you didn't know any of the other inmates or anything, or
we didn't meet each other until.
Oh no, I got it.
Okay.
Sorry to cut you off. Okay, so there was one participant, right? And he was in there for a weed charge. And they actually put him in a cell with a guy that actually had weed in his pocket. Or he put, however he brought the weed into the jail. Right? So they put you in for a meth charge. Now, it's a good thing that somebody didn't come up to you with meth because it would have been weird if you didn't do the meth with them, considering the fact that you were in jail for a meth charge, you know?
Yeah, that's another thing. Yep.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because that one guy, it's like he's like, I have this weed charge, and then they put me in the cell with the one guy in this whole dorm who has weed. So how do I not smoke it with him? How do I not smoke it when I'm in here with this big weed charge?
Because of the television show, like when you're in the cell, it's like about 25 cameras all over, right? So because there's so many cameras, a lot of the girls were really, really slick. Like they was doing their real criminal job duty, you know, like they would hide in a corner or You'll see them huddle up to where the cameras can't see. But you really just got to be real slick. You have to be slick in order to like keep your story going. You have to. If not, it's really dangerous because where we were, it was cartels. It was the different families
Yeah.
actually play major roles, and it's dangerous. So you really got to know what you're doing, how you're doing it, why, how you gonna keep up your story. You really got to be a good liar.
Was there a lot of inmates that went out to talk to producers, or just mostly the participants? Because that would be weird if they only pulled out the participants and not inmates too.
They pulled out everybody. Like
everybody.
They asked them. It was like, "Do you want to come do an interview with us?" And a lot of guys was going out.
BK Shallon's doing good. BK Shallon's doing good. He's just taking a YouTube break, Angela. You don't know who he is. Someone just asked in the chat about one of our friends on here.
Okay.
Let me see if there's any.
He's good, Angela. I'll tell him you sent your regards. I actually saw him yesterday.
Hey Teresa, I have another clip of you in there. Let me share and play for some that came in late and didn't see. And if there's any other questions, leave them in chat. I want to kind of keep this an hour because a lot going on a Sunday night. But share screen. Actually, I can turn my camera off in case I make some faces while I'm doing this.
And mute one of them so there's not an echo. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay. Here we go.
You guys hear the sound?
Not yet. Oh, I remember her. Yeah, she looked like she shouldn't have been there.
Mm-hmm. That's the infamous Jazmyn.
I don't know why there's no sound on this one. Did I hit the mute? Oh, here I hit the mute button. Sorry.
No, fine. Shelby, did you take a whole roll? Bitch, it is my business. What are you talking about? I'm honorary DO.
There you are, Jazmyn.
Jazmyn called herself the honorary DO, which in our terms means snitch.
Bring it. Bitch, you. You ain't not mama, bitch. Oh, she's gonna tell. How am I snitching and you see me doing it, dummy?
How is it the one person is able to get away with as much as she gets away with if she's not snitching on everybody?
Don't be stupid. Don't be a snitch.
We notice those things. We're like, why is this person getting special treatment? If I were to do the same thing, I'd get in trouble. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, you guys stop fighting. She ain't nobody fighting. That's why she has to. You know what? I'll keep here for myself. Every time. Grow the fuck. Hey, stop. Just stop.
I'm seeing tension growing in a room and the DO's watching from the other side and doing nothing.
So there were certain inmates in there that the guards would kind of ignore and let them do their own thing.
Jazmyn, yes, definitely. Jazmyn, she would get in trouble multiple times, and you're actually supposed to get taken out of the dorm and go to another dorm. But for this particular female, I don't know, because she knew someone, or I don't know how small Pinal County, like the actual county, is, but everybody had the plug, and the guards would like favor her. Her, and it was her little homie that she ran with.
Vivian.
Here it goes again. Just Jazmyn's mouth popping off.
I just want this whole thing.
Amber, you must be, and just had this look on her face like, I'm tired of this bitch. I know that when Amber went upstairs, it's jail. Anything can happen.
That other participant that was just on before a second ago, do you still communicate with her?
Yes. Her and Dave. Dave. I think that's it. Yeah. I haven't spoken with Mark. I haven't spoken with Abner. I think Abner has he's been doing his little thing. They say he have another TV show, I think, but everybody's pretty much they're okay as well.
That's good.
So you talk to the kid, David?
I always speak to Dave. David is currently a Floridian now, living his family life as a dad. He has a beautiful little boy. At one time, Viv was supposed to be moving to the south, but I don't know if that ever happened. I'm still in contact with her though.
You gotta get us in contact and see if they want to come on and talk. It would be cool if all you guys came on together too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We could have a little.
Cool.
That'd be
I
fun.
would definitely send him something.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Honestly, I could have stopped Amber. But I don't want to.
It's entertainment, right?
Now we needed to send somebody a dad. I don't know if it's
Girl fight.
Amber had enough.
You were in your cell the whole time? You were in there? You didn't even...
We were all supposed to be in our cell, but we just got tired of Jazmyn. Like, Viv had to do something to get somebody to hit her because we wanted to. But, yeah, we was on lockdown by then.
How often were you locked in your cell each day?
Let me see, 1, 2, 3. We only got out. It just depends. It varied. Because I was in there, let me see. We'll be in there probably all morning. We'll eat, go back in our room, come out for recess, should I say. Locked in pretty much all day, and you only come out maybe 3 times. No, 2 times. 2 times a day.
Yeah.
I didn't intentionally get the fight, but I did get this pleasure out of it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was like, good, get her.
Amber was looking really for any excuse to fight with Jazmyn. To say someone, laid into her. Jazmyn is no surprise whatsoever.
She deserved it.
Amber was doing something that all of us wish we could do ourselves.
Stupid bitch.
I have a lot to lose, so I didn't take that part.
You all want to hit her, huh?
Man, yes.
Jazmyn. That's funny. That girl Brooke, man, that was another one. I'm surprised she made it.
Well, I can speak freely now. So I don't really have anything bad to say about Brooke, but she rarely came out of her room. She was sick. Okay. I can't lie. She was sick. And when she did come out, she's more of an introvert. So it was kind of like different of like how she moved. Right. I mean, she knew what she was doing. I can't say she didn't know. She did know what she was doing. It's just more of she didn't come out to interact as much.
And why be there? How are you going to learn anything if you're
right.
not
right
talking to people? And hey, Heidi, how are you? What do we got left? You're all excited.
It's kind of like they want it to happen. The jail operations protocol at this facility are all kinds of messed up, and stuff like something I want to bring up to the sheriff.
Bye, Jazmyn.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
So you made it through you went through the whole 60 days, huh?
Yeah, it was mentally exhausting though. I cannot lie.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's got to be difficult.
Yes. And then to say I smoke cigarettes and
Yeah.
I was in there like trying to figure out like they got cigarettes in here.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Yeah, we do." And she gave me this icy hot cut up, flipped inside out. Say, "Here, smoke." I looked. I said, "Nah, I quit." That was the day I actually quit that whole time.
Did you go back after? Oh yeah, because you just said before you smoke. So after you got out, you
Actually, I got out. I quit for about 6 months, and I started smoking again. Then recently, I quit for 2 years. What in 2020 to February this year.
So you started smoking again.
Yeah, the habit
you went
is
for
horrible.
2 years. Oh man.
Yeah, the habit is horrible.
I know you're not the only one that smokes cigarettes on the show today.
So
There's someone else. I don't know if she wants to say who.
Oh,
but...
okay.
I'm a cigarette smoker, but see, like I was raised like playing sports and stuff like that, and I was not allowed to be a quitter.
Right.
Ah, okay. There you go.
I like that.
Right.
So
But I was an athlete as well, and
yeah.
I was not a smoker. I picked it up in the military.
Yep. Heidi, you want to come up? You have any? Heidi, you want to come up and ask Miss
Jazmyn?
Do you want to come up and ask Jazmyn any questions? We're gonna go on for about 10 more minutes, and then we're. Hey, Argo.
Don't feel bad. We've been friends for a long time, and she forgets my name too. So.
I just it's been one of those long days for me. So much is going on. I apologize. I apologize.
Is that Heidi?
You met Heidi before? Yeah, you met Heidi before.
Okay, so I have to say this because it's been on my heart to say this. So when I went on Heidi and show, I stated something about Mark, and I think I used the wrong word. I said he looked at lame. That is not the word I want to use. I want to use another word because Mark is really a family man,
Mm-hmm.
And me coming from New Orleans, we use our words a little different, and I really got to rephrase a lot of words that I use because a lot of people don't understand. So what I meant by him looking lame, he didn't look like someone who belonged nowhere in jail. He just looked like somebody who belonged in a church because he's a God-fearing person. He likes to pray. That's what I wanted to say, and I think I said it. I didn't say it correct.
You said it fine. You look great, Jazmyn. You look good.
Hey.
You should come hang out with us tonight. You look great.
Where are you? Are y'all here?
No.
We're gonna do something over on Heidi's channel after. I'll send you the link in your Instagram DMs. We're gonna do a little hangout on Heidi's channel.
Sound dope.
You look good.
Come over and hanging out. Come over and hang out.
Definitely. I can definitely.
No, you did a great interview. And what you said was he didn't look like he belonged there. And you did say lame, but we didn't take it as, it's just like he was out of place.
Right. But how some people be like, oh, she said, when I say this industry can flip some words and make you say, I have to correct myself. So if that does ever try to, get used against me, I can say, look, I went back and rephrased that,
Right. Jazmyn, I used to hang out in the community where Heidi's over, and it's more like some reality TV type stuff and more girl oriented. And then I moved over to the community where these guys, it's kind of like a mafia community.
I love this community.
And these words that these people say that would not be appropriate over there are said all the time over here. Right. Street guys in the mafia are saying all sorts of words, and it's certain places it's not politically correct, certain places it is. So So no, and you're from a different, you're from New Orleans,
right? Jazmyn, I'm from New Orleans. You remember that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where are you from? The Magnolia?
My dad, well, now he's right off of oh my God, he's off of Galvez Street. He's in that senior citizens assisted living, his own apartment and everything. But I am from like 7th Ward, where St. Augustine School is. It's where my dad used to live. And now it's called Eppitu Road. Girl, I used to call it London Avenue. Now it's that. But my sister lives over the water, and normally when I come home, I normally stay at my sister's, or I stay right down at Harrods because I gamble a lot. Okay, so but I grew up in the Plaza, so went to school in the Plaza. But yeah, my dad is still there. I was just home about last year around this time. I was there before I moved to Washington State.
Really? Okay.
So I have a question for you too. So you're from New Orleans, okay, which is cool, Magnolia, the home of the soldiers, you know what I mean? So Katrina wiped out a lot over there, you know what I mean? So like the areas, like, are you familiar with any areas that were wiped out and weren't rebuilt?
I'm actually from one.
I heard a lot of that is happening, like none of it was just rebuilt.
Well, no, a lot of it was rebuilt, but the low income housing, they started doing it by income-based housing. And then like my aunt that lived in oh my God, Gentilly, they never flooded over there. Guess what? They flooded, wiped everything out. Where they just had Lake Charles was just damn near wiped out, a year and a half ago, with all that water bust through Golden Nugget, knocked the glass out of the casino. That's how bad the winds were. But they've rebuilt a lot of New Orleans. It's just the low income people that were there. I mean, it was very, a lot of them didn't go back because, people that they rented from, they rebuilt, and these houses are gorgeous now, and they can afford them. But I made gumbo yesterday, girl. I made gumbo yesterday.
You made gumbo. Oh man.
What did I cook yesterday?
Yep, I made gumbo yesterday. I'm doing my hair. That's what I was doing. So I made gumbo yesterday.
Do your hair. We're gonna be on yours in 2 hours. Anybody have questions in chat? Please type them now because it's been about an hour. I have to get off because I got to situate things with my child before we go on Heidi's. Do you have anything else to add, Jazmyn? Now, Jazmyn, please spell you.
I would also like to tell you all.
Go ahead.
Before I get off, I actually am an author as well. I had a book that went extremely well. I had part 2, part 3 will be coming out soon, but I actually feel honored to say that I just helped another author with his Christian book called, hold up, here we go, right here.
Jazmyn, please say that if you come on panel tonight so we can promote your book, please.
I'm going to promote her Instagram too. I'm going to promote your Instagram so everybody can find you on Instagram, and you have your book and all that on your Instagram.
Yes, this is work. Okay. This is a book by another author. I was the editor, and I published this one. Working Great, but Leaving Off the Great Work is a Christian-based book, and that's his book. And mine is Uncut, Raw, and Savage.
Ooh, I like that. I like the cover too. Jazmyn, you still in New Orleans?
No, I actually reside in Georgia.
Okay, all right.
And I'm working on a movie. My movie should I have a feature film. It's real big. I'm gonna be a director, soon to be director.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, you're doing awesome.
Listen, do you think you could get me like a non-speaking part? You know what I mean? Like I could just sit in the background. You know what I mean? Like maybe get killed or something.
I'm trying to put it in a contract. I'm trying to put in a contract to where I can be a casting person, so I could pick my people as well. But I don't really have like background in casting. But I mean, I'm sure they could work something.
I'm just breaking your chops. Come on.
Yeah, we need a gumbo. We need a gumbo. We need one of those in there.
Yeah.
So you're an editor, right? That's great.
Yes.
Because someone in my family is involved in. She works for Macmillan Publishers in Manhattan, and she does similar work to what you do.
Yeah. Oh, who's that?
I'd rather not say, because then they'll be trolling and they'll be calling her work and sending all this stuff, and but she's into that.
Oh, that's nice that you mentioned that here.
Well, I just figured, let me mention it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Time and place for everything.
Well, Jazmyn, it was nice seeing you. I'm now waiting for AAA. I went out for my car to start. Guess what?
It's not
Battery
working.
dead. Just got my car at the shop on Friday. Had a water
Oh my God.
change, the belts change, oil change. So for my battery, for my Infinity, it's $179. AAA is bringing it out. So I'm just having a wonderful day besides all the money I spent on vacation.
Oh my God.
Right.
See, that's what happens when you like when you have those high-end cars like you have, it ain't just like back in the day, you take the old battery out and you slap it in. Now it's all computerized. You got to do this.
You got to
gotta go to the
synchronize
dealership.
everything. Yep. So I'm waiting for AAA. They should be here by 4:40. So I was trying to finish my hair before they got here. But yeah. So that's what I'm waiting on now. So at least the money that I'm spending now is probably less than the money I would have spent when I was taking my granddaughter shopping. So I've saved some money. Okay.
Oh, well, not even close. Come on.
No,
You got to
I
hook your
spent.
granddaughter up with all the
I
fly
picked
shit.
up my
You know
car
what I mean?
I picked my car up on Friday when I came back. It was $1,090 for the water pump because it was a leak in it, the belt to replace because I guess it wore on the belt, and then the oil change. $1,090. Today I'm hitting close to 200 for a damn battery.
Damn.
I'm learning so much with these shows because Heidi, I honestly thought you were like 27 years old. You just said you had a granddaughter. Is that true? Or
Yeah.
are you just making that up?
14.
Wow, that's amazing.
She'd be 14 on 29. My oldest
14, man, you had to dig deep in those pockets because she wants the Jordan. She's got to have all the fly stuff at 14.
Yeah. Okay. That's what she has a dad for. He's going to career and she didn't want to go. So yeah, no, we just came off vacation and going on another one in October. So yeah. But I'll talk to you guys later. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you.
Yeah, we'll see you at 9:30. I dropped 9:30 Eastern. I dropped the link in chat, and me and Chetty. 60 Days In is on A&E.
Yes,
and it is 9:00 Eastern on Thursdays for you to check it out. Dan Moore, thank you so much. I love you. You know I love you, Dan Moore. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Jazmyn, thank you for coming on. Heidi, I'll see you later. I'm gonna
Yes, sweetie.
Jazmyn, how can we get the book that you edited? Like, is it on Amazon or?
His don't drop. That's the author's copy, but his don't drop until 3 more weeks. And I'll be posting it on my page.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah, Jazmyn's Instagram is
in. You gotta hook up on Instagram.
Yeah, her Instagram link is in the chat, so everybody follow her on Instagram, and then you could always DM her and ask her any questions on the book, or just follow her Instagram for more. And we'll have her on for a follow up.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to come on, hit me or we'll hit you. Joe will send you a DM from his Instagram page. It's probably easier for you to get in touch with us through there, honestly. But so that
Joey Bay 8th. If you see something from Bay 8th, that's me.
Joe
Bay 8th is a street in Brooklyn. So
yeah.
Yeah, and I got to be honest with you. It's cool because I've seen you on TV and now I'm getting to talk to you, so I think that's pretty cool. Yep.
I'm just a regular person.
And we're regular people too, so we love chopping it up with you and whatever. And that's
Thank
great.
you.
So,
thank y'all for having me. All right.
Yep.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, me.
Yeah, for getting her. I mean, you did the legwork.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know me.
Look
I
at
work hard.
Manchetti. You trying to be a wise guy? It's the guy with the baseball cards, huh? Because let me tell you something. I'm ready to go off. I'm ready to go crazy.
After this, don't ruin her show. And I want to thank anybody who sent me a cash app during the show.
I'm ready to call out names. Not you, Manchetti. I'm just saying. I really want to go in on the other content creators. I really do.
Well, we'll do that tomorrow.
Because let me tell you something. I know I'm joking too, Jerry. because it was funny that you said, it was funny what you said, Lauren. You said,
No.
you came from, a genre of like the 60 days, like the reality TV, and you came to the what genre? You came to the mafia genre?
Mafia type genre. Hey Jerry, how are you?
What mafia drama? Who knows that? Who's in the
Genre. I don't know what this is, but the
Who? They
mafia
read
type genre.
books.
I don't know.
What do they
Yeah,
do?
they do. What,
They know nothing. They read it out of a book.
Yeah,
They know nothing about it.
because they don't allow new
They
messages.
read out of a book. What genre? Mafia genre. Are you nuts? Jerry, I would never yell at you. And I would never look, Manchetti, as far as I'm concerned, you're Italian and you're good with me.
Nut.
Nut.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody who sent me a cash app.
That's what I like to hear. That's
what
it.
Time are you guys going on tomorrow? I don't know.
No, I got a great idea. So it's like, how about it's the wannabe mob tube. That's it. Wannabe mob tube. Because you're talking about the mob, but what are you talking about? Like what are you bringing up? You're reading something out of a book and you're saying, oh yeah, well, this guy in 1973, he did XYZ. These people, if they seen a wise guy in person, they wouldn't know what they're looking at. Evil mob tube. We have to come up with something. So listen, if you guys could start coming up with names of like something to kind of counteract this fake mob tube shit. Because really, it's like...
we got Kelly, too. We got to make arrangements with Kelly to do something with her tomorrow.
Like, for example... Lauren, where were you yesterday?
What do you mean, where was I?
Where were you yesterday? What neighborhood were you in?
I was in,
What?
Near Bay 8th Street.
Oh, you were near Bay 8th. And what did that neighborhood look like to you?
It was dark.
It's over. Where she was the ground zero. Where she was is 30 years ago. There was no place like it in New York. Ground
I'm canceling
zero.
my morning shift tomorrow,
You
please.
can go on. I could point out this social club. I could point out 3 doors down that one, all on one block.
Yeah, Jerry has some of it on his live. If you guys watch Jerry's live that I pinned, I shared.
Jerry, we showed you Tomasco's, Jerry. That's where these people were killed, right on the street. We went up. We would have went up.
I'm muting myself and I'm giving you 5 minutes for this little
street corner. Rant. Someone was killed on a street corner. Every corner. But everybody's mob tube. Everybody's got 1 million people. They got all these subs. But what do they know? Then you get someone, right? Like, don't take this the wrong way, but let's say you get someone like a Danny Trio. I don't know him, but I'm pretty sure he says he is what he says he is, okay? So when he does a show, what does everybody do? They all say he's a liar, he's this, he's that. So it's like pointless. So for me to come out and say, you know what? I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to tell you about this. What are you guys going to do? People are going to discredit you. They're going to say you don't know nothing. So what's the point? The minute anybody comes out and says something like, oh, obviously the guy Danny Trio is from New York. He knows what he's talking about, but people want to discredit him. But then there's other people that go into a book, like this book, right? Like this book. And they say, okay, Lucky Luciano, the most important crime figure of the 20th century. He was born Salvatore Lucania in 1896 in Sicily. But we take the word of that person. So that's why I talk about baseball cards. But this is what we're dealing with. I mean, I love MobTube. I think it's the greatest idea. But what are we learning about? What are we getting out of MobTube? In my house is what you would call a library. I have family that's in the publishing business. I have every book. If I turn the computer and show you what's on my wall, every book, every magazine, sports magazine, the Black Mamba, Larry Bird, Drive, his book, Bobby Knight, Boom Boom Mancini, Joe Namath, Jerry Tarkanian, Pete Rose, Derek Jeter, every book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Earl the Pearl, Bleeding Orange. Oh, wait, Iron Mike. Hold on a minute. Iron Mike.
Enough.
Here, let me go in this book and let me read to you.
No, goodbye. End it. End the live.
Let me read to you.
No, end the live.
Here we go.
What are you doing?
So,
what are you doing, though?
What are you doing? I'm talking to my friends.
About what?
About what I want to talk about.
But this
now,
live
Don Flamenco. Don Flamenco? No, I like the Bald Bull. Bald Bull. Claudio Perry. She has thousands of cards. I have millions of cards. As a matter of fact, I don't even like putting my cards up.
Jeff Nadeau's an idiot. He knows nothing. Jeff
really
Nadeau Wikipedia.
Wait a minute. Whoa. I'm not talking about Jeff Nadeau.
Well, I saw something in chat about it. I left for a minute.
What?
And no, I walked away for a minute.
Jeff Nadeau's a friend. Glass Joe. What about Piston Honda, Manchetti? What about wait, Mr. Sandman, Manchetti? Who else was there? You said Don Flamenco. Piston Honda. What about Piston Honda? Remember him? Who else? Who was the Russian dude? The big what was his name? The Chinese guy was Piston Honda. King Hippo. Oh, King Hippo, yeah. Who else? He was the Russian dude. He was towards the end. Like, he was a little before Mr. Sandman. Bald Bull was Turkish. No, Butterbean. No. Soda Popinski. Yep.
Good night, Claudio Perry.
Listen, Lauren.
The
Moving
gay
forward,
sailor and his seamen are
we
starting.
got to have a talk, Lauren. We got to have a talk, me and you. We got to straighten out some things. Soda Popinski. Yep.
We're always having a talk. What else is new?
Yeah, we always talk. They made him out to be a drunk, yeah. But that was a really good game. You know what game I used to like too? On RC Pro-Am. You remember that? That was Nintendo. Yeah. I'm not really into games and stuff because, like, you know, I come from a time of the games or whatever, but we played real games. Like, for example, when we were playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, then we went outside and actually had real Punch-Out games where, you know, like Von Kaiser. Yep. Yeah. So that's really what had happened with me. Like, you know, when you were playing, like, you know, football on Nintendo and Atari and Sega, I was actually Super Macho Man. That's another one. I was actually playing games, like real football games, basketball games. And the crazy thing about it was that if it was baseball season, we were playing baseball. If it was football season, we were playing football. Like Thanksgiving Day, Dyker Park, we were always there playing football. Basketball season. Well, actually, I played basketball all year round. That was my sport. But we, you know, it was so stickball, exactly. We used to play a lot of different games. Stoop ball. I don't know if you guys ever played stoop ball, but that was like a very big thing in my neighborhood. You know, they had the stoops and stuff. You know, you play with a blue ball, a Spalding. You know, you hit the stoop the right way, and the ball is like, so Did you have a 6.4, Joe? No, that cost money. 6.4. Actually, one of my brothers had a '66 Impala, baby blue convertible. Yeah, very nice. Wound up doing 13 years in the can. Yep, step ball, stoop ball. You know, we used to play asses up, suicide. That was always fun. Yeah. And we used to play, you know, ball in the street or whatever and stuff like that. Nintendo 64. I had a Commodore 64 in 1985. It was brown.
All right. So,
and let me tell you something. The Commodore 64, I wish I would have learned the computer business better. Yeah, Suicide Manchetti. You know what it is. Asses up. Yep. We used to play
all right.
that.
So,
yeah. All right, guys. Well, look, I could keep talking. And I just want to say Electric Bill, Adam Manchetti, Salt, Pepper, Ketchup. Obviously, my man Montauk, Jerry Gambuti.
Dan Moore,
I
shout
love
out
you
to
guys,
MJ.
man. I really do. I really mean it. Pretty
Jerry,
soon we're
shout
going to
out
be
to
on top.
MJ. Shout out to Montauk. Everybody,
Claudio
shout
Perry.
out to Jazmyn, Heidi.
Listen, if you guys want
Argo
me
show.
to go crazy and you want me to start like just ripping people apart, I will gladly do it. Lauren's going to get mad at me.
No, I won't
But
get
it
mad
might
at
make
you.
a better show, right? Might make a better show.
There's a GoFundMe for who? A
B1
to hire a
and
PI. All right, guys, let's do
oh,
ding
Jerry,
ding. And
listen,
we'll see,
Jerry,
and
Jerry,
we'll see if,
listen, Jerry. Okay, we could go around the neighborhood, right?
Joe.
And what will happen is this. Okay, I could show you where Frankie DeChico, his car was blown up, right? But who wants to see that? You know what I mean? Because we've seen it. But I could also show you places where certain other people whose names you never heard of, where they were killed. We could do that. And that would be interesting too. Because that part of the mob genre thing is cool when you could get like people whose names like you kind of heard about them, but they're not like, you know, the biggest names, but like, you know, they held like, you know, street reputations or whatever, you know, like Paulie G, obviously, right? Like people have heard of him, but like they don't really like, he's not really like a big deal because he was so young. But those guys had a lot of, you know, respect in the neighborhood. That might be something that's better. But then again, I rather not get into that. I rather put my baseball cards, my basketball cards.
So we'll be on Heidi. So everybody check out Heidi's channel later.
Argo. Is that the dude Argo?
Yes, it is Argo. Yes, that's the Argo.
How are you, Argo? I hear you're from Staten Island, and I know you and Mike kind of like worked out your beef or whatever. Thank you for coming in. You're always welcome to come in.
To an extent.
Why? He's a nice
because
guy.
I haven't decided yet if how I feel, but Heidi's link.
Haven't decided what you feel about what? About Argo? He seems like he's nice and respectful. Castellano's favorite restaurant. Yeah, Tommaso's. It really was his famous. Yeah. Yep. And as a matter of fact, that's the restaurant. We'll talk about this when you read in the book. When he met with Jimmy Coonan and those guys, with Roy DeMeo and all them, he was in that restaurant. Yep. That's cool. So, yeah, it's a pretty good restaurant, too. It's been there for a long time, ever since I could remember. So,
all right, say ding ding.
All right, guys. Love you guys. Have a good one. See you soon. Ding ding. We're out.